welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today on the tier 10 Italian tank destroyer, the Minotauro. First things first, this really, compared to PC Minotauro, this thing is nothing like it. PC is a lot harder to penetrate compared to Blitz, where there are a few weak spots on these hatches here in the back and fronts. There's also, of course, the lower plate, which can be a little bit troll if you don't use that premium ammunition. That opens up a little box there that you can pen. But otherwise, it can get some interesting bounces with the angles. Definitely a decent side scraper at times, as long as you don't expose this little back little part when you turn your turret, which can expose that. The gun, that's the main thing about this tank, I guess. Not really, but kind of. So it is a auto reloader with a reserved shell. Technically, when the battle starts, of course, you have a 3-shell autoloader, but that first shell does take 21.27 seconds. So that shell is called the reserved shell. Use that shell only when you need it in desperate times, or you really feel like you can use it. But fair warning, this tank is very slow in turning. It feels sluggish. So if you do get surrounded and you did use that last shell, this sucks incredibly to only do about, what is it, 490 average. So definitely use the first shell as a single shot. If you really want to and feeling like you can, put in a second shot, let them reload, but try to never use that shot, the first shot, or third shot if you have it all the way loaded. As I said, the armor is decent, its hit points is alright. The gun depression is what makes this thing even more phenomenal, but it is sluggish and whatever else you want to call it. So we are going to be on Fort Despair Encounter. I'm going to be in a platoon with Black Sperm and Ellipse, same clan that I am in. He's going to be playing the Lucky WZ-113FG. Not a bad tank. I actually really enjoy playing that tank a lot, especially in game modes and whatnot. But anyways, we are going to be pushing the heavy side. I mean, we got 2 Minotauros. That other Minotauro could technically hold that other side if you wanted to with that light tank. But I guess our light tank is going to play front line heavy as well. An interesting play. We kind of get those weird plays from deaf players anyways, so whatever. We got a platoon of 2 E100s. We have a E100 Jagdpanzer. There are light tanks over here as well. Interesting. Be careful when you do angle the turret with this tank. Some tanks do have the penetration to go through, especially with those heavy heat rounds from the big alpha boys and the higher penetration APCR tanks. So we're going to take advantage of these E100s being pretty much isolated. We've already put in 1 shot of damage for 501, put in a shot for 503. Why not put in the second one, 435? That was a low roll. Are we going to use the last shell? Probably not. So right now, we are just using this DPM E5, me, to be able to just deliver and bounce these shells. Trying to cover his ally here, but it is not working too well. I'm going to be able to get behind, finish off with a max roll, put another round into the E100. I believe I don't know what the Minotauro is doing, but we do put in our last shell into the E100. Luckily, that Sheridan got away there. We're going to go over here to help this side a little bit. Ends up not really doing much. Kind of just stay here for a bit. We're up to 3,000 damage right now. Going to reload our entire full clip. As you can tell, it takes forever to reload. I mean, that first shell, just reloading on its own, is about the same speed that the AMX-50B gets to reload his entire clip. So, take note of that. And if you're a 50B and you know he shot his last shot, you might as well go in and put all 4 shells into him. Ooh, we're going to try to find a sneaky shot here on the Minotauro, but I think the 100 is completely blocking. Yeah. Only if we were a little bit taller or shorter, or that E100 was in a better position there. Instead, we are going to push the Jagdpanzer E100, get him out of this game. Load the premium. This tank has some decent heat rounds. Does a decent amount of alpha. Gonna look for another shot on that bad boy. It is now a 3 versus 2. Gonna finish off the Jagdpanzer. Might as well reload. I have another tank. I have a little bit of time to hold. We do have the HP advantage right now. The only thing is, a Minotauro does have some pretty tricky HP and armor to get through. WZ, definitely dangerous with that DPM. Trying to find a shot on top of that turret on those weak cupolas. Some takes you can HE that, I believe, at depending on what angle you're looking at them. Trying to find a shot. Ooh. Does not thread the needle. Kind of in a stalemate. E5 does get a shot off. Kind of just stalled there for a second. Didn't put a round into that lower plate. Looks like the E5 is going to make a move for it. Might as well support him. Putting in a 578, almost 100 more than you normally would roll for. A load of premium round. Put her right on top there. But another round. We are on a full reload. Both of them are one shots. That buddy should have been deleted there. E5. That was a very dumb move. Very dumb move. Luckily, you are still alive. Otherwise, this could be an even more tricky situation for me because I was on my last shell. Trying to bait them out here. Getting that last shell into the 113. Gonna push forward. Got 11 seconds left. Use the E5. Oh, never mind. Not gonna use him as bait. E5 is gonna pick him up because the Minotauro just keeps on driving by and gives him his side. Overall, a decent game. As you can see, this tank can be an assault heavy tank. It's really not that great at being a tank destroyer, in my opinion. But it can be one of those tank destroyers that are frontline, hold a position. There are certain moments where it does work being an actual tank destroyer and trying to surprise mediums that are pushing or heavies that are pushing in certain positions. It works better as a ambusher at close range than far range, or up front and personal if you can, or on a ridge line preferably. Of course, look at those golden arches. Nice Ace Tanker with a high caliber metal there. Blocked 1.150. Jesus Christ, I can't freaking talk today. Anyways, not too bad of a game. Made some decent credits and experience there. Top of the team. for carrying everyone, kills, and a lovely amount of XP, which is also a great year for Americans, I would say. Anyways, hopefully you guys learned a few things about the Minotauro and what it can accomplish. Just watch out for these little spots on the turret if you're facing a 268 Yag Panzer. They have enough penetration if they load the premium rounds to butter right through your turret, and some other big alpha and high penetration tanks as well. Watch out for that lower plate. You can pull off some weird angles as you saw in that game, but just you got to use that gun effectively and not take its DPM away from it. Anyways, GG 07. Have a good time on the battlefield. Stay well.